where you're at right now? Do you want to stay there? Or do you want change? Do you want to see life differently? Would you like to experience life on a different level? Because you feel inside that there's more to life. You just haven't reached that potential yet. But it's inside of you, you can feel it. Today, I want to tell you a little story about the time that I was stuck mentally and how I broke free from that to move forward and build consistency and sustain that and to gain my health back, my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, and I'll gain all of that back to feel like myself again. I was starting probably like my third business online and nothing was working. I felt like everything was falling apart. I had quit my job to do it as well, and it just wasn't working in my timing, and I just felt like a failure. It was one of those times where it was like I'm trying to start over and nothing's working. So what's the point? But that's why in the last video I told you that it is not starting over. You've actually learned. You then implement what you've learned. But I was in my head too much to even see that. And it wasn't happening in my timing either. And that was another lesson to learn, was to detach from that. Because when we grab a hold, holding on so tight to these expectations, and they don't happen, then we start to beat ourselves up. Well, we try to place the blame outward, and then we start blaming inward. And Brene Brown talks about how guilt is more of a healthy taking responsibility for your actions emotion, but shame is toxic responsibility. And that leads to mental health issues because you feel like you're not enough, like you're unworthy, you'll never be enough. Then you start going into what's the point, existential crisis, all this stuff. And I know from experience, like that is not a good place to be, and you feel like you have no control. You're going to start spiraling at that point. We're talking about depression, anxiety, just overwhelm, and again, loss of control and loss of meaning in life. Not a good place to be. So I want to help those out there who may be starting to feel that way. A lot of times you don't see the growth that is happening. If you continue, you will start to see the growth, but if you stop, then that's when you lose momentum, and that's a dangerous place to be. So I'm going to help you clear those blocks so that you don't have to stop, or at least not stopping for too long, or you're able to gain momentum again if you did stop, if you do feel like you're stuck right now. And as you can see, I'm trying to do these videos in one shot right now because I'm traveling, and I'm doing what I can in the time frame that I can, so y'all bear with me. There's a lot of crows that are just hollering out here. I don't know what they're talking about. We are working on breaking free from those self-accusing thoughts. Yes, you do need to take responsibility for things, but when it starts to get toxic, you start to beat yourself up. And a lot of the times, those childhood wounds, those subconscious beliefs that has been ingrained in us since childhood start to come up. And sometimes not even just childhood, just traumatic relationships, toxic relationships. When people have called you names, have beat you up verbally and physically, but a lot of times what I'm talking about right now, verbally, then it goes into our subconscious, and then we start to take it on. And we can say, we're stupid, we're dumb, we're not enough, we'll never be enough. It always happens to me. We start to recite these scripts, these stories, and we believe them. And our brains are wired to keep us safe, not to accomplish success. And so when we start to get into states of survival, your brain is not there to make you feel better necessarily. It's to keep you safe. And so safe is familiar. And familiar is, again, what you've been ingrained into because you've done that for so long. You know how to do that. You know your defensive mechanisms. You know all these other things. And so you're going to go back, revert to those safe things, quote unquote. It may not be good for you, but it feels safe because it's familiar. What you should work on is your self-talk. Start to write down these demeaning things that you're saying about yourself. They're just automatic. What are these things that you should start to take note of it? Put it in the notes on your phone or write it down in your journal, write it on a piece of paper. And then across from it, you want to write something that counteracts it. Something that is also believable to you. So if you say that you're stupid, across from it, you would say that you're learning every day, that you're trying every day, you're getting better every day. If you say that you're not enough, you'll never be enough. Across from it, you would say something along the lines of, I'm right where I need to be. I'm worthy as I am. Okay? We need to start to ingrain and incorporate and practice this new self-talk, these new beliefs. It's a new script that your character needs to learn. And if you've been reciting a script for so long, it's going to take a period of time for your new character to embody and believe the new script. So that's what this video is about, to bring awareness to how you're talking to yourself. Because it may not be the outside world. Yes, it was. They had influence on it. You allowed it a lot of the times. Not when you were a kid. Of course, you didn't know, you couldn't help. But right now, we're going to take responsibility. We're not going to shame ourselves any longer. Okay? We're going to take responsibility. And trust me, when I was going through all of that a few years back, and even, it happens every so often. But when I was going through that, I beat myself up so much. I had doubt. I had guilt. I had shame. I couldn't make good decisions. If I made those decisions and they led me here, how can I make good decisions? Well, then I can't trust myself. And that is not a good place to be. You are with you longer than you are with anyone else. You talk to yourself more than you talk to someone else. Why would you continue to beat yourself up? You deserve more. You are worthy. You just need to see it. You need to remind yourself, actually. It's all about remembering. It's this journey in life, experiencing it and remembering. You get to choose every day that you wake up how you want to respond. It takes work and practice. It is a muscle that you have to exercise. If you follow my social media and things like that, and even my channel, so go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. I talk a lot about how your mental well-being is in line with your physical fitness. It is a fitness. It is a muscle. I'm not just talking about the brain in your head. I'm talking about your mind, your conscious awareness, the faculties of the mind. These are things that you use, you exercise to strengthen your mind and your capabilities. You can build mental resilience. You can build your imagination. You can build and change your perspective in life. But it takes active work. It takes putting the work in. It doesn't just happen. You think that other people are just blessed with it. Yes, certain things come natural to some people. They're more athletic or whatever. But you can build that strength. It's just going to take time and effort. You have to want it. So do you want to stay with how life is right now, where you're at right now? Do you want to stay there? Or do you want change? Do you want to see life differently? If so, go ahead and subscribe, because we work on this. We work on this weekly. I put videos out weekly and shorts out daily to remind you and to inspire you and to keep you going. But also, this is the work that you have to do. You choose that. It is only your responsibility for you, no one else. Okay, so we're going to grab a hold of our power, what we can do, and we're going to exercise that. And we do that. We're starting to change the script that we tell ourselves, the story that we're telling ourselves, because that is our belief and that is how we see the world. And you can do that. You have the power, you have the ability, you have the free will to change that. This is a tool that you can use. So if you're into that, and you want to do that, you want to stay motivated, you want to stay on track, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, share it with someone that you think may be able to use this information, and you want to join you on this journey of transformation. It's personal growth. And that is nothing more than just being a better version of yourself, becoming the higher version of yourself. It's choosing to operate on a higher level. And again, that's a choice. So I hope you all choose to join me on this journey. I share my journey on here as well. Okay? You're going to see it. You see the raw, unfiltered right now. I'm doing this one shot, one take situation. And as I travel and see what's going to happen next in life, you're going to join me on that journey. And we're doing this together. So, as always, remember to smile. Breathe. Maybe get outside in some nature before it gets way too cold. If it is cold where you are, maybe still try and get outside, especially if the sun is out while it is out. And continue to shine on. All right, y'all. Take care.